A look within. Now, what about that second part? Let's explore the AA program. First, we need to recognize that the book Alcoholics Anonymous was written more than 75 years ago. Many things have changed since 1939. Also, we should recognize that many things are the same. AA's big book has an abundance of great ideas and wisdom. But knowledge in society is advancing at a rapid pace. With the internet available to most people, the world's knowledge is accessible to all. What we can learn is no longer limited to what we are told or taught. With this enhanced ability to enlighten ourselves, we are capable of seeing past some of the biases and fallacies of past teachers. We can develop and expand personal beliefs that are more genuine to who we are. We can understand that truth is not universal or static. My truth is different from your truth. The subject of supernatural beings and all that encompasses it is increasingly being examined. With all the available scientific knowledge, we are questioning the existence of all gods more and more. This is very disconcerting to people with a faith in a God. Therefore, we need to be sensitive to believers. I know, they were rarely, if ever, empathetic to our feelings and beliefs. That doesn't make insensitivity right. Turnaround might be fair play, but it's not appropriate for this spiritual/virtuous life we are seeking. If others choose to be uncaring and unkind, that is their problem. Try not to join them and make a problem for yourself. Many people are offended by others that hold a contrasting opinion of religious or spiritual matters. Believers in God may be offended by those that don't believe or just question God's existence, and vice versa. Do people have the right to be offended? Of course they do. Everyone has a right to feel any way they wish. I think this is used much too often as a defensive mechanism to protect and strengthen your beliefs. It's my opinion that this comes from personal insecurity or fear that your beliefs are not true. If someone is quite confident in their personal beliefs, others' beliefs become irrelevant. Being curious about and interested in others' beliefs might become a learning experience. I am quite content to realize that a lot of my beliefs are not true. Seeking truth is what we should be doing. A person can't be rigid in their beliefs and seek truth at the same time. If you think all of your beliefs are absolutely true, you have no reason to explore new or different ideas anymore. To be closed-minded and rigid in your beliefs means you think you know everything. At the very least, it means you are comfortable being willfully ignorant. Perhaps being offended is a defensive posture used because you think you're being attacked on a personal level. If someone is speaking in general terms and you take it personally, that is insecurity and/or fear. Whatever the motivation, being offended is an improper reaction due to a lack of empathy and respect for others' opinions. Blaming others because you are offended is nothing less than excusing your own shortcomings. Sometimes being offended is a knee-jerk reaction. Take a moment or just take a breath to allow more time between an event and your reaction to it. If you feel a negative reaction within yourself, stop and look for something positive. This takes practice, just like learning to play a musical instrument. Practice long enough and, eventually, you will be making beautiful music. Personal insults are different. If I say to you, "You're an idiot for believing in God," I deserve to be admonished, or worse. Personal insults are wrong. They shouldn't be a part of any type of discourse. If you use personal insults during any conversation or argument, it only means you are being shallow and boorish. Asshole might apply too. Beauty is truth, truth beauty. That is all ye know on earth, and all ye need to know. This is the final line of the poem Ode on a Grecian Urn, written by the English poet John Keats in 1819. It sounds wonderful. I believed it for a long time. It sustained my romantic self. Today, I believe beauty is a significant portion of truth, but not all ye need to know. I want more than a romantic notion. My happiness and serenity cannot be sustained by a single verse. I believe that seeing the beauty in all things is essential for maintaining a positive attitude. Clearing away an abundance of nonsense won't allow us to see all the truths, but it does improve the view. That improvement is the objective. How can we accomplish this? How do we go from being drunk and miserable to being sober and happy? First and foremost, we must stop drinking and drugging. The consumption of alcohol and other drugs will forever cloud our thinking, and we will constantly be deceiving ourselves. Actually, not drinking and drugging is very simple. You just don't. Don't pick up that drink. Don't pop that pill. Don't snort that line. Don't smoke that joint. Don't pick up that needle. Whatever you are doing to alter your consciousness or shelter yourself from reality, stop it. There, you're done. You've fixed that problem. But wait, you say, it can't be that easy. You're right. Most of the time, solutions create more problems. In this case, that oh-so-very simple solution created a ton of problems. They are what might be called living problems. How will I ever live without drugs or alcohol? The AA answer is twofold. First, hang around people that are sober for support, inspiration, and a sense of community. Secondly, practice virtue and develop serenity. Both of these things make us feel good about ourselves. You have a much better chance for sobriety and happiness when you are likable to yourself and others because you are a nice person. With these positive things in our lives, we will no longer feel a need to alter our reality with alcohol or drugs. Of course, this is so much easier to say than do. That is precisely why we come to AA. Keep in mind that changing our thinking is not enough. Intellectualizing all this is just the first step. After we change our thinking, we must continue in recovery with the changing of our hearts. The magic happens when we translate these positive thoughts into good behaviors in our lives. Here's a simple example. Suppose I am acting like a jerk. I will get a negative response from the other person, and that will feed my negativity, which in turn feeds the other person's negativity. All this poor behavior escalates, and everyone walks away a loser. Now, imagine that I act kindly with respect and empathy. I will get a positive response, which makes me feel good because I made the other person feel good. Both of us feel like winners, and I like myself because I did a good thing. When I continue to practice virtue, I not only like myself more, but I begin to love myself. It opens my heart to want more and more goodness in my life. When I start to understand what love is, I can share that love with others. For a long time, I thought love was just a feeling. It was like caring about someone a lot. It is that, but it is so much more. Love is an action, too. Being good, respectable, honorable, charitable, honest, kind, trustworthy, patient, respectful, generous, considerate, helpful, and empathetic are all love. Even the Christians agree. The cardinal/theological virtues of the Christian church are faith, hope, charity, or love. Believers and non-believers have common ground. Love. It is a word that includes all goodness. Its meaning is everything that is good. Love is my higher power. It is not only a power greater than myself, but greater than anything I can imagine. When I open my heart to love, all good and noble things rush in. No amount of booze could possibly be this satisfying and allow me to feel so good. I know this sounds too wonderful. Certainly, I succeed more on some days than others. That's why it is said that we practice virtue. We struggle against our lesser selves all the time. Greed, fears, ignorance, anger, hatred, apathy, selfishness, and complacency are part of each of us. Quite often these things will be in our way. The more I practice virtuous behavior, the more I recognize the negative thoughts I have. At first, it's difficult. The negative thought comes, and before you know it, you've followed through and acted poorly. Don't beat yourself up over it. If you recognize and regret the negative act, you've accomplished something good. Try to be mindful of everything in your life, including your feelings, the people, and everything that happens in your day. You are improving if, in retrospect, you can see how you may have acted better. Soon, you'll be catching yourself between a bad thought and your correspondent action. In that brief pause between thought and behavior, you'll change course and behave better. Remember how proud you were after that happened? Just like a musical instrument, we need to practice, practice, practice. With every effort, you will be surprised how much beautiful music you have within you. I, sincerely, believe all life is inextricably connected. As humans, we are connected as a species. I think this connection is much deeper than our biological commonality. It is this deep kinship to one another that is something greater than the individual and allows us to go beyond a simple biological bonding. A man in one of my meetings expresses it this way: one person plus one other person equals 2.3 people. That is a simple and beautiful answer for a complex idea. Our humanity allows us to love each other. It's easy to express love to someone you actually do love. It takes more effort to express love to a stranger, and even more of an endeavor and discipline for someone you don't like. I can't like everyone, but I feel good when I act kindly to someone that I find unpleasant. It is not my job to change the rude, unfriendly, or obnoxious person. My only job is to change myself. When I stop judging, criticizing, and blaming, I can move forward and embrace acceptance and love. When I act more loving and kindly, others around me act in a more positive manner. Life becomes better and I become happier. With this positive behavior, it is so much easier to maintain my serenity. A singular act of kindness is a wonderful thing. But keep this in mind. Our goal must be to grow that single act of kindness into a lifestyle. This greater thing is sometimes called God. Sometimes it's called surfing. Call it anything you wish, but one thing is certain. As a human, you are part of it. You'll be so much happier when you choose to be the good and positive part of it. Thank you for listening to the audio version of this chapter of A Secular Sobriety, narrated by Len R. I hope you enjoyed it. A printed copy of the complete book, A Secular Sobriety, by Dale K., can be purchased at createspace.com and on Amazon in the United States and Europe. You may also purchase the ebook for Kindle at Amazon.